Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's go check our pocket gopher trap. Haven't had very good luck catching him lately. We're gonna do a little spraying. I'm gonna spray some spurge. We're gonna go bring the rake over here and do that. What do you think of my new hat? Pretty cool, huh? Anyways, spraying, rake, get the baler ready. That's what's happening on Ranching Sodak. What's up? Huh? So I cut another 40 acres yesterday. We got probably got about 100 acres down right now. I'm gonna quit cutting for a bit, let that cure another day. Hopefully, maybe later today we could do that outside round. We'll be ready to go here tomorrow, I'm guessing. Ellie should be here to rake too. That's gonna be good. This don't look good. Look at all the dirt. Pushed all the dirt up, pushed my bucket up. Ugh. Nothing. Should be a video of 101 ways how not to catch a gopher. So our big noxious weed around here is leafy spurge, and there's little patches of it. You kind of want to stay on top of it if you can. This is Grazon, which has Tordon in it. Straight Tordon is probably the best for it. Grazon kind of catches everything. That's my little measuring cup. It's got some bugs in it. Stand by. One of those bad boys. I'll rinse it out now. Last time I didn't rinse it out, I got full of bugs. Bought this sprayer on a farm sale for like $3 or something. They couldn't get it to work, or it didn't work. I put a different gauge on there. I think I had to rewire the pump. The pump works. And I made this little sprayer bar, which I could have done it bigger. This is a really old sprayer. It's all metal nozzles. And then I have a valve here that I shut off, and that goes up to this T. And then I got my hand wand, like 10 foot of hose. I mainly use the hand wand squirting these patches. And then she's just wired up to the battery. All right, I know of 2 or 3 patches. I did some 2 mornings ago. We'll go down and I got 2 more patches I want to go blast on. It's not a very ugly looking or vicious looking plant, but that's it right here. And then these little balls are the seeds, and they're in milk stage right now. This patch has been here forever, ever. And right now I've got it kind of half under control. There's maybe only a few hundred plants right in this area. And then I kind of spray, you're supposed to spray kind of around it. This spreads by seeds. And if you Google it or do any research, these seeds will get ready to go and they get tight. And when they release, they explode and they blow into the air kind of. And they say they can shoot 15 to 20 feet, but also they have a underworking root system. So they run over and shoot another plant up, run over and shoot another plant up. So pretty aggressive weed. You got to kind of stay on top of it. I don't like to just spray the whole pastures because you kill everything. You kill all your forbs, all your clovers, all that stuff. So we kind of just spot spray and rotational graze. But let's squirt this area here. I'll probably hand spray it first, and then I'll probably run over it with the boom deal as well. Figure out which way the wind is from. It's not just a light breeze right now, but I want to be on that side of the weeds and then blow with the wind onto it. That spring tank, that's not their only source of water. Or this creek that runs through pretty much our whole ranch. Of course, this year with it's raining all the time, the water's coming from miles up the hill. This is where they're drinking out of this flowing creek. That spring tank that we fixed was just more for super dry years. You got to have it. and it just needed to be done. But it's not their main source of water, and they don't even drink out of it, probably hardly at all, because the creek is flowing really nice. Well, I'm not sure what happened, but I blew the inline fuse. So we'll look at that tomorrow morning, do another load. There's a little bit left in there, but it's time to move on, boys. Let's go get that rake, take the Merlot over there, and line up those bales that we hauled in the other day while we're waiting for stuff to dry off. And then we'll bring the rake back here and work on putting those little prototypes above the wheels to keep it from wrapping. This light's flashing, which means we gotta run the frigging depth cleaner, I believe. But I think you gotta have it kind of warmed up or hot or work it in order to get it to do it. Pump up the jam. Epic time lapse. Oh boy. Forgot I was back in old Jinxie, the beeper. Someone to turn the key all the way back, and that could have been me or it could have been my wife. Either way, the battery's completely dead. Nice. Yikes. Nice. All right, I'm powered up after dinner. I even gave the dogs a steak bone from last night. One dog got it. I think Millie got it. Let's go look at this rake, see if we can make any sense out of it. Kind of got an idea what I'm gonna try. Side quest already. Remember I showed you that flashing light on the Merlot? I belong to a Merlot telehandlers group on Facebook. A ton of guys overseas that look at it. So I posted it on there and I got 6 comments. So they told me what to do. We got to go start it up, shut the AC off, put the park brake on, turn this red key halfway, let it run for like a half hour or 45 minutes. So let's go get that thing going. Got to get rid of those rocks first. Kind of smells like a dead mouse in here. It's getting kind of steamy. I got to do a little looky here for this dead mouse because as we drove, it got a lot worse, stinking. Puppy's got to be bloated up somewhere. Oh man, don't know. It's not good. It's hard on the resale value. Can't pinpoint it. That's the power disconnect. Fire it up. Put the brake on. Fire it up. Brake is on. Put that key in lock. Shut this stuff off. 1, 2, 3. Bingo. Nothing yet. Maybe the temperature is not warm enough. Bring your engine temperature to 80 degrees Celsius. Make sure you have fuel and def. Put machine in neutral. Transmission. Lock the hydraulics, red key. Close AC heating and hold the first black switch. 3 seconds. I don't think I got it warm enough yet. All right, try her again. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Yep, there she did it. She revved up. And that thing quit flashing, now it's just solid. So those boys overseas knew what they were talking about. Thanks, guys. All right, let's go check some hay. Gotta love this DEF and all this saving the environment out here. Quite a deal. Back in the Mousemobile. This got a little bit of rain on it the other night. That's why I got yellow on top, but underneath, it's still nice and green. We were fortunate we didn't get maybe a 10th or 1500ths is all, but this is the headland, so the first stuff we cut. There's a little bit of moisture down in there. I mean, it's cured. A little bit of trapped dew or rain moisture. And now this has a little more in it because it was drove on. right here. This is cool and wet. But a guy could rake this up and let her air up for a couple hours. It would go. That's our plan. We gotta go play around with that rake a little bit. Here's some that didn't get cut. Here's how tall the brome grass was, boys. I'm 7'3" if you wondered how tall this is, so 5'11". Nice! Get her bailed up! That thing's nasty from a dead mouse in there, so I got an ozone machine. Pop that in there quick before we start looking at this rake. So this thing is an Enerzen Advanced Portable Air Purification System. What it does is shoots out, I don't know, oxygen or it's an air purification system. Enjoy that, little fricker. Okay, so the wheels are down. My idea was I got to measure this distance roughly to get up into this zone is where I want to be. So from here to here, and I want to bend it over, and then I need to come down along this frame or along this rail, just a piece of rod. And then I thought at the end of the rod I'd weld like a T across here so it couldn't turn, and then we just put one hose clamp around right up above the T will be here, and then this will go up here. We'll put a hose clamp on it, and I'm gonna put a little bit of rubber hose on here so we can stuff that rubber hose right against the wheel. That's the plan. I'll bring you back in a few. Catch you in a few. This is an old electric fence post. This is the really cheap, thin ones. Maybe like, I don't know what they're, probably 5/16 rod. But anyways, the next one I'm going to build is going to be a little bit shorter this distance so I can get down into that zone. But I think this one will work if I cock it off to the side a little bit and bend this back. Slide the piece of fuel line or something over the end of that so the rubber can touch, not the metal. I'm going to use this as a pattern and make another one, but make this shorter. Catching a few. I just bend them in the vise. They've been real easy. I'm gonna hose clamp the first prototypes on, but then if it actually works like we're hoping, then I'll just probably weld these rods down on here. I had to put two hose clamps together. Didn't have a big enough one. That's what she said. Oh, it's getting hot out. So that's a cincher. Oh boy, don't do that, bud. Tipping in more than I thought. How do I fix that? Well, I think I got it figured out finally. It's gonna take two sets of hose clamps, so I'm only gonna build one because I'm not gonna spend $4 on hose clamps. I'll tweak this one until it works, and then I'll make them, and then I'm gonna just weld them right to this arm right here and skip the hose clamps. I'm not gonna spend freaking $35 on hose clamps or whatever. First, let's see if this will work. Perfect it that way. That squeak. Why? Freaking belt is burning. Son of a gun. Is it an idler going bad? I have to take this cover off here, but it looks like I think that idler, serpentine belt idler, is seized up. Oh. You get to buy a new belt too. Son of a gun. Oh, it almost looks like the alternator maybe is what seized up. Frickin' A, Gong Show City. All right, let's get this serpentine belt off. This is like a spring-loaded idler, I imagine. We gotta get that thing released, and then we'll spin these pulleys and see which one is. Kind of looks like the freaking alternator now. To the bottom, and then up here, and then over the idler, and then over the alternator. Got her. I might have to pay for some storage on the cloud because I delete some of my pics in my videos. I feel like I've put this on before for some reason. Is that what you're supposed to do? I might have to do a little Googling, YouTubing to see if you can get the belt around the fan or... Oh, god darn it, John cock toasting. Okay, I'll have to take this alternator off. All right, I got her off, and I gotta cut this belt and get it out of there. We might as well get fuel and oil filters while we're going to town and just service this thing. Since we got it here, and we're not really cutting a fat hog today in the haying industry, so let's just keep working on the tractor. Be ready to rip for tomorrow, boys. Let's get a knife, cut that belt off, and head her to town. Who else forgot about that telehandler running over at the farm over there? Yeah, better go check that before we head to town. Hopefully it's done. Shut it off. Well, she's idled back down. How you feeling, old girl? All your lights are off? Good girl. We'll just shut you down right here. I love you, Jinxie Cat, and all your fanatical little sensors and whatnot. Okay, off we go to the big town. I had to change my hat. I didn't think walking into the John Deere place with my new Case IH hat would probably get me any discounts, so I had to put the old livestock hat back on. We'll see if we can get them to give us a John Deere hat. Well, here we are. We made her into green iron. Let's go see what we can get done. Well, they didn't have an alternator or a belt, so that was good, right? Air filters are $160 a piece. The belt was only 70 bucks. Take a guess what the alternator costs nowadays. A Remand alternator was only $427 is all. So that's a pretty good deal, I think. So we're gonna change the oil and put a new alternator on for $850. We need to go make some money, folks. Go eat a steak for me tonight, would ya? And I didn't even get a freaking hat. Should have worn my Case IH hat in there. We're home. What have you been doing? Not much, huh? Oh, you just hanging out? Oh, I see Cole Sonny wearing some purple latex gloves when he does his service jobs. So shout out Cole, I'm gonna put on some gloves before I get started this time. You're only gonna feel a pinch here. I brought out my mobile tool tray, which is a chunk of carpet. Then I could just drag it back to the shop with all my tools on when I'm done. Nice. Ooh, that was really loose. Where's all this oil coming from anyways? Hello. You're supposed to put a little oil on there. Don't use new oil for that. You just take your finger and smear a little fresh old oil on there. It's just to keep that seal from spinning, I think. You don't want it to stick on there if it was like super clean and dry and then roll up on you. I don't know why that other one, it felt kind of loose. Okay, so that thing there, I haven't ever replaced that I can think of. So that's probably not good. Why does that feel so loose? Anyway, that's a fuel strainer, they call it. And then here's your fuel filter. We're gonna do that today. That's one of those push. That feels really weird. Don't monkey around with it too much, it'll fall off. This is just a quarter little cock there. And that comes off. So you're gonna wanna fill up that new filter with diesel before you put it on, then she'll prime up a lot easier. Okie dokie. So now we need to get some wrenches to do this thing. Like I say, I've never done before. Of course I never do though. No way. I had what I needed. There we go. Take the old restrictor plate off, give the Red Dragon a little more juice. This could be a game changer because I've had this tractor for probably close to 10 years now, 8 years. Never changed that. She's pumping real easy. Okay, well that's that. Let's put the plug back in her. Now we can put some oil in it. Some oil. Hey-ya. I think all the dirty stuff is over with. Got cab air filters and the main air filter to do, and check the coolant, see if we need a little water. Take those off. That was a good idea, Cole. Keep them nice and clean, buddy. All right, we need this ladder and put the air filter in. Got to put a block of wood back there because this hold-up spring or shock is shot. All right, so the air filter is in this little container here. This is the lock, like a collar. It kind of half locks over, and then it lifts up, and then she's right in here, boys. I'm gonna hose this out, and then we'll put the new one in. The new one goes in just like the old one come out, and then this goes. There's a couple of little rod down there that this falls into. This little holder right there, and then that thing kind of slides in these grooves, and locks are in there, boys. Better put antifreeze on the list because I think I'm out. A little bit of water here is all. I'm gonna put in a half a gallon, and then I'll have to add some straight antifreeze. All right, folks, I think we did it. These are actually probably the two that you're gonna notice the most out of everything we've done, because your air conditioning is gonna blow a lot more air on you. They're right behind the seat on this tractor, one on each side of the seat behind that cover. I'm gonna stop for just this quick second and drink this freaking thing, whatever it is. Pineapple, coconut, clear American. Stay tuned. Found a little extra action behind this one. We need the flipping vacuum cleaner. Come on in. A little mouse action down in here. Well, I've got the tools picked up, but there's one more thing we could do on here. I've been missing a lug bolt on this front tire, and I have it here. I don't know how to put them on. I have kind of a shoulder that gets smashed into the casting. I doubt if you can just hit them in there, and actually it won't even, there must be a certain spot where it lines up. I'll have to jack up the wheel and turn it to where we find it. My idea is if I put the nut on the other side and keep tightening it, and then take an air hammer, rattle it in here, and then tighten and rattle and tighten and rattle, maybe we can get it to go in that way. But that's OSHA approved because that's oak. I'll stand directly behind it. There you go. Why is that other side getting so high and this one won't come up? Well, our helper. Oh yeah, we're in. She came right in there, boys. Easy. I was thinking I was gonna have to hammer on the back of it or something, but she just sucked right in. Well, I can't take it much more. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unhook this thing and go put it on that other tractor. I'm gonna drive this ahead just a few feet and go get the other tractor. I wanna go rake them headlands tonight and maybe even bale some tonight. It's too early to give up. I'm gonna unhook this thing and move her ahead. The water pump won't be turning, but I think if I just drive a few feet, it's not gonna hurt anything. Suppose we could rake with old Jinxie there, but I don't think I want to do that. We'll get this old girl out. I was going to put the other baler on this tractor, but maybe what we'll do is leave the rake on this one and put the other baler on that on that tractor we were just working on. Gonna be some hay there, boys and girls. I have to open the back end up a little bit more. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't bother. We'll make this first round. Actually, I want to get all the headlands raked up, and maybe that's all we'll do tonight, is get the headlands up so they have a chance to air out. That might be good enough. Let's widen out this back hair. This thing can spread out, makes this back end wider. Not sure which way to go. It's not much. Look at this little bad boy doing his job, huh? Holding tough, huh? A little bit of green in there, not much wetness. Little clumps, like that's wet to the touch, but lots of dry hay in there. Epic time lapse. Hang on. So this is the one without the little whippy on it, and it's already full and it was starting to get sticky. Let's see how our guy did. Oh, not 100%. Some did get down in there, but not much compared to the neighbor over here. So very little. He's not too bad either, I guess. There is a tremendous amount of hay here. That's good. Well, I see all the cool guys do this, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.